Okay, so EscapeVektor is a retro-style title. It's influenced a little bit by things like Tron, also influenced by a little bit by Pac-Man. Quite a lot of the things like Every Extend Extra and Res, they're big influences on us. So the idea is Vector is a character who's trapped inside your Wii CPU, and he's been trapped there for a while, and he wants to escape. So you come along, and you're going to help him. So there's a story. This is one of the first games, and Spirit Hunters will be the second that we've ever put story into. Now, you're not going to see any of the story today because kindly we've opened up a whole bunch of levels and played through it just so we can jump around. This is a world map, and right at the beginning of the game you won't see it because you'll get taken straight to the first level, but as you progress you'll come out to the world map. It's structured a little bit like, say, something like Super Mario Brothers. So you've got, this is World 1, 2, and then in World 2 you can open up different routes to Worlds 4 and 3. So you can kind of take shortcuts and bypass things. And then this is inside the world, so this is your level map. And you can see that this level here you can get to 2 levels from it. So when you obviously first start the game, these paths aren't here, and you have to work out how to work out, to get the joins between each level. So very influenced by Super Mario Brothers in that regard. So I'm just going to go into the first level, so this is exactly where you would appear after pressing start at the beginning of the game. We've got no tutorial because we want to try and get the player to learn how to play the game. And I find that tutorials, if you're constantly popping up messages and hassling people, it become quite frustrating. So this is the simplest you can kind of really break the game down into. All you've got to do is border the 4 sides of the cell, and then the exit appears, and you can move out the exit. So that's the general rules for the game. Levels will have many more cells than just one, and there's going to be enemies and other mechanics, obviously, that get introduced. So we'll skip ahead a couple of levels, and I'll explain some of the game mechanics. So what we've got here is, this is the score. This is your boost bar. At the start of the game you don't have this. As you play, you unlock it, and then you unlock subsequent chunks. So you can see this chunk here is still locked. And these are your detonation pips. And again, at the start of the game you don't have them. When you first unlock it you'll get 1, and you'll unlock more, and there's still 2 that we've still to unlock. So, to use detonation, which is a weapon, what you have to do first is you have to build up a detonation pip. And to do that, if you drive around, or move around rather, the 4 sides of any cell, then this is now filled up, and I've now got 1 detonation pip. So that's going to allow me to move towards, say, this enemy, and I press the 2 button, it's going to send out a shockwave, destroys those enemies, and also fills in this cell. So you've got a decision-making process to go, because if you want to get a high score, the best way to get a high score is to detonate several cells at the same time, because the more cells that you do that with, the higher the score. Does that make sense? Cool. And if you finish a level without using detonate at all, so you, oh whoops, that wasn't very clever. If you finish a level without using detonate at all, then you'll get a star on the map screen.
And you'll get the highest combination of filled cells.
Yeah, so because they basically all will fill up at the same time. Cool, so I'm just going to jump a little bit further ahead, seeing as I died in that level, and show you. So let's go back to this one here. You can see the medals that you've got there, and you can see the bronze, silver, gold, and then this would be platinum, but we've obviously not managed to do the platinum level in this level yet. So this level is where you would first unlock boosts. You can obviously, once you've unlocked the abilities, you can come back and use them in any level, and that's actually how you'll need to do that so that you can get the platinum medals on all of the levels. So you can see here we've got the patrols, and they're patrolling up and down, and I'm going to have to use my boost to be able to properly get down these paths, because they're going to start chasing me. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I go in front of an enemy, they turn red and will speed up and start chasing me, so I have to be quite quick. So I'll just quickly go through this level. Or I might just, rather than completing it, I might just jump out and just go to some other levels. So this level introduces us to an enemy called the Interceptor, and he's a lot smarter than the patrols. So when I go through this gate, he's going to spawn, and he's going to start chasing me, which, because I'm talking and describing things, I'm not impressed. I obviously crashed into him. So I'll try and play the level a little bit more. And we've set this up so that if I'm quick and go through here, I turn the electric fence on and he gets electrocuted. And then now, when he respawns, let's let him respawn. Which takes a couple of seconds. Come on.
Here we go.
Yeah. So now what's going to happen is he's aware of where I am in the level, and he's going to try and chase me. So I have to use my boost to get away from him, which I just made a mistake because I'm going to go here and die. There you go. And so they're probably our most vicious enemies because they're smart, they know where you are, and they're going to hunt you down through the level. However, their weakness is they can only turn 10 times, and once they've turned a 10th time, they'll destroy themselves, and then they'll respawn later. So if you can stay ahead of them for those 10 turns, then you're going to survive. So I'll jump out of this level quickly, and we'll go into another one. Let's jump to here. So basically what we've done is been a bit inspired by games like Portal, where they introduce the mechanics slowly and then start to layer them together. So this is kind of what we're doing here. You should see in this level, actually no, this level doesn't have enemies in it. This level introduces the concept of gates and fences again, and then we've layered it together. So what happens here, I'll just zoom around. I'm now going to hit a switch which is going to spawn another one of these interceptors, and he's now going to chase me. So the best tactic to win this level is actually to try and complete as many of these cells as possible before you get to the interceptor, or do what I just did there and manage to trick him into hitting that electric fence. So it kind of gets more complex. You'll have levels, let's jump one last level, I'll jump really far ahead. So we've got cannons that are firing bullets on a timer, and then you've got these patrols that are going around in sequence here, and then we've also got electrical fences over here as well. So you start to get really quite complicated patterns. Yeah, talk and play at the same time is hard. So it starts to ramp up in difficulty, and by the end of the game, which is quite close, we're layering on an awful lot of different things. There's also, there's 5 worlds with 30 levels altogether, and there's a hidden world, which I'll quickly scroll over to, that you can unlock if you own our other software, this world, World 6, and that gives you some bonus levels.